Delivery. Sweet. Finally showed up. Get that money.
Well, all right, it finally showed up. We've got the payday from YouTube, and we're going to talk about it. So let's check this thing out. Who knew your very first payment, they send you a jumbo check? Here it is, my very first payday from YouTube to JR Outdoors in the amount of, well, if you're going to want to find that out, you're going to have to stick around a little later, and we'll talk about that. So I've watched several other channels and they talk about monetization and stuff, but today I want to talk about what monetization looks like for a small channel that just hit 1,000 subscribers and tell the truth about how much money you do or don't make. And so let's get into it. I guess first off, let's talk about why I got into YouTube. Like a lot of people, I wanted to get into YouTube because I want to be rich and famous. And YouTube is the way to do it? No, not really. Because we can't all be Seek One, we can't all be the hunting public, we all can't be Kendall Gray. But we can all have fun making content, posting it on YouTube, and sharing our content with the world. So I'll tell you this, if you're just starting off, YouTube is definitely not something that you're going to make money on. It's kind of like playing Little League Baseball thinking you're going to be a pro. Very, very small percentage of people succeed in the long run at making it a career, but doesn't mean you still can't enjoy the process and learn and grow. Making YouTube videos is definitely a process that I enjoy. Let's talk about why people go to YouTube. If you're like me, the reason I go to YouTube most often is to fix something, whether it's a car or something around the house or to solve a problem on my computer or you name it. It's usually a how-to. There's always some great content on learning something. So generally, I'm going to YouTube for wisdom. And I think this is a perfect segue to a verse that I want to share, and that is found in Proverbs, and it is in chapter 1, and it is verse 7. And Proverbs 1:7 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction." And I think that's an awesome verse, and it really is talking about the Bible. And the Bible is a book that shares wisdom and shows us exactly how to seek truth through Jesus Christ. I think it is a great verse to live by, and fools despise wisdom and instruction. And I mean, why would we not want to have wisdom and instruction? There's so much wisdom and instruction in here on how to live our lives every day, seeking truth and following Jesus Christ. So that's a verse I wanted to share with you guys. So I've always used YouTube as a way to learn. So I think it's easier for me to share since I may have watched 10 or 15 different videos and I can pull points from all of those and kind of share all in one setting. So I thought I would try that a few times after I'd done a few DIY projects, and I just really enjoyed the entire process. I also love some good videos on destruction, whether that is blowing something up with tannerite, whether that is just taking like a pair of binoculars and busting them, or maybe shooting them with an arrow, or even shooting, I don't know, like my wife's favorite Yeti, which she was not too happy about, but I'm gonna shoot her Yeti.
That hurts my heart!
I love doing some good destruction videos, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, but if you don't, I don't care because I love making them. And that is the important part, is that you love what you're doing, and I think that's an important key to find your niche. I did a video series where I interviewed a whole bunch of hunting filmers. I think some key takeaways that I got from that was find your niche, what you're good at and what you enjoy doing, and doing that. Don't do everything that everyone else is doing.
If you're doing it the way that it's been done a zillion times, they're like, why should I do that? It's been done that way. Show me something different.
Find something that you enjoy. For me, that is shooting things with arrows. I've blown up so many different things, and I enjoy that, and that's kind of my thing. And I just love doing that. Whether or not people love watching it, that's a different story, but I enjoy making that content, so that's kind of my core. The other thing that I really learned was show them, don't tell them.
You have to, don't tell them, show them.
What?
Don't tell them, show them.
Don't tell them, show them.
So no one wants to see a talking head video the entire time. So along with me sitting at a table, I need to show you guys different content. That's why I try to do this. At least you got something to look at, because I know you don't want to stare at this mug the whole time. So let's get on to what does making money look like in the YouTube process. So typically what happens is you have to hit 1,000 subscribers and hit 4,000 hours of watch time. So typically those two things, one happens before the other, and you're trying to catch up on the one. And typically I think it's a lot of time it's subscriber count, but if you've had maybe a viral video or something like that that has boosted your viewer count, you might need more hours. But I was well over the hours when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and now I've hit about 1,500 subscribers and continuing to grow. I'm hoping by the end of this year to hit 3,000 subscribers. I'm looking to double where I'm at right now, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. So once you've hit those two things, then you can apply for monetization. So you're going to have to set up an AdSense account and be very careful on that. Make sure you're using the correct email address. For about 4 months, I was not getting paid because I had the wrong email address linked to my account. And then you're going to need to fill out tax information, and because they are going to tax you on that money. So I also personally ended up setting up a separate bank account just for that, because I really didn't want YouTube having access to my bank account, just because. So I set up a separate bank account for them to deposit money into. And then let's talk about views and pay rates. So definitely using YouTube Shorts is a way to grab more subscribers. And definitely some of the videos that I've posted some YouTube Shorts, and they've gotten a few thousand views here and there. And I've definitely gained some subscribers from that, but I feel like those are not subscribers who are regularly watching my longer form content. And to be honest with you, that's really the core that I'm going after. I'm looking more for the core audience who's going to actually watch my longer form videos. So I'm really kind of not really investing a whole lot in making shorts. And that doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but that's what I'm doing. And I'm sure there's pros and cons to both of those, but I'm looking for people who really want to follow my channel and not just the short little funny clips, although those are okay too. But I know there's a big difference in pay scale on shorts versus longer form content because they can show ads. And I think the key that they tell you is to make videos that are over 8 minutes long, because they can post more commercials into them. So AdSense likes that more. So I think you get a better pay rate the longer people are watching your videos. So I think the 8-minute mark is, I think, the target mark that a lot of them say, because I've seen some big variances in payout rates versus views. So over the last 6 or 7 months, my channel has amassed maybe about 175 to 180,000 views. And for those views, YouTube has paid me $404.85, which isn't a huge amount. And definitely I'm not doing this for the money, because this barely covers a fraction of the gear that I've spent. Don't tell my wife. However, YouTube doesn't need to be super expensive. I think nowadays, with most modern cell phones, you could start and grow and reach quite a large audience with just your cell phone. I think there's a lot of people who nowadays are filming strictly with cell phones. I think so many people definitely use this as like a second angle camera or a POV camera that they are using all the time, because it's so compact and you have it with you all the time. I don't think you have to invest in microphones or fancy cameras or second angle cameras or lighting or backgrounds or any of that stuff. I think the majority of times you can get great quality videos using just your cell phone, and even editing videos on your cell phone. If you're going to watch the channel in the next coming week or two, I have a friend of mine, Dan from Whitetail Warrior Deer Camp, and he basically does the majority of his editing and everything on his cell phone, and a lot of his filming on his cell phone. So you can definitely make a monetized channel with just using a cell phone, and as well as nowadays you can get microphones that just plug into your USB-C port or your iPhone port and have a microphone even. And if you want to see that, I've got a video on those that you can buy on Temu for as little as I think like $5 to $10, and you can get some decent equipment from Temu even, super cheap. So while $404 sounds like a decent amount, but that is a lot of work, and there's a lot of work that goes into filming, editing, planning, and you know, just a lot of equipment and things that I've invested into, but doesn't necessarily have to be. You look at channels like a Kendall Gray, that guy is filming basically with just a couple of GoPros. He doesn't have some sort of fancy cameraman following him around all the time. A lot of times it is him wearing a head-mounted GoPro and another one on a stick that he's carrying with him. So it's definitely proof that you don't have to have a lot of fancy gear and you don't have to have a whole bunch of fancy equipment to make money in the YouTube world. So hopefully you guys have found this video entertaining and informative. If you have, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you've got some comments, if you've got some questions on the monetization process, go ahead, feel free to shoot me an email at jeremyriganoutdoors@gmail.com, and I'd be more than willing to help you out in that, as I've had a lot of struggles in getting that going, and maybe I can help you out. Also watch for an upcoming video that I did with Dan from Whitetail Warriors Deer Camp. That'll be posted in the next week or two, where we sat down, we just had a good time. We've met and had a few conversations and thought it'd be cool. So I did an interview that's posted on his channel, and he did another one that'll be posted on mine, and that was a great time. And as always, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time.